You know, for centuries, chess has been seen as the ultimate intellectual battlefield. It's this game of pure logic played out on just 64 squares. It's totally timeless, but what if it could be more? We're about to dive into a new vision for this ancient game, one that can transform it from a quiet duel of minds into a breathtaking cinematic spectacle.
I mean, this is really the big question, isn't it? The real drama of chess, the brilliant moves, the cunning traps, it all happens silently, inside a player's head. So how do you possibly translate that invisible struggle into something visually amazing for an audience that, let's be honest, craves spectacle? How do you make the art of strategy something you can actually see?
And yeah, this has pretty much been the box that chess has been stuck in for a long, long time. It's seen as this brilliant, but maybe kind of sterile exercise. The beauty was in the pure logic, but that kind of beauty doesn't always make for gripping entertainment. It's a perspective that I think is ready for a serious update.
Okay, so how do we break out of that box? Well, it all starts by challenging the idea that logic and aesthetics have to be totally separate things. What if the elegance of a brilliant strategic move could be perfectly mirrored by the beauty you see on the screen? Let's get right into how that's even possible.
And the solution? Well, it's actually pretty simple in concept, but totally revolutionary in practice. Visual storytelling. This is all about taking the core drama of a chess game and wrapping it in this powerful, immersive, aesthetic layer. It's about making every single move feel less like a cold calculation and more like a crucial chapter in a much bigger story.
And there's a name for this: cinematic chess. Now, this isn't just about slapping a fancy filter on a chessboard, not at all. It's a really deep integration of art and technology. You see, by using modern AI tools, creators can now build entire, living worlds on those 64 squares, completely redefining how we perceive every single move and turning a simple match into an unforgettable experience.
Okay, so what does this whole cinematic transformation actually look like? The possibilities are, frankly, endless. But let's explore 4 completely different visual universes that bring the game to life in some really compelling ways.
Now, what's cool is that each of these worlds uses the exact same game, the same rules, the same deep strategy, but presents it in a way that feels brand new. You can think of it like 4 different blockbuster movies, all playing out on a single chessboard. All right, first up, let's dive into a gritty, high-tech future. Just imagine a world where the king is a sentient AI core, and the pawns are these silent, deadly drones patrolling the rain-slick streets of a massive, dark city. This is chess with the heart-pounding intensity of a thriller, where every capture feels like a high-stakes corporate spy mission. So the key here is all about the atmosphere. We're talking high-contrast lighting cutting through the dark, digital glitches and pixelation when a piece gets captured, and that intense, neon-drenched urban vibe. This style is just perfect for fast-paced games like Blitz chess because it grabs your attention and creates this palpable tension from the very first move.
All right, now let's do a complete 180. From the cold, hard lines of Cyberpunk, we're going to move into a world that is just serene, powerful, and deeply connected to nature. This aesthetic injects the game with this living, organic beauty, which creates a really wonderful contrast to the cold, hard logic of strategy. And man, this just shows you how flexible this whole concept can be. So instead of circuits and steel, we have pieces that look like they're crafted from the gnarled roots of some ancient oak tree. The board is lit by the soft glow of bioluminescent mushrooms. When a piece moves, maybe it leaves a trail of swirling water or rustling leaves behind. It offers a totally different, almost meditative experience that really appeals to anyone who loves fine art. Okay, for our third world, we are dialing the epic scale up to 11. We're not just talking pawns and knights anymore. Nope, we're talking gods and monsters. This aesthetic turns every single match into a legendary battle, a clash of titans, where the fate of the entire cosmos is on the line.
I mean, this is just pure storytelling, right? Imagine Zeus as your king, his moves announced by crackling lightning, Thor as your rook, smashing across the board like a thunderclap, Anubis as your bishop, moving silently through the shadows. The board itself becomes his pantheon of grand architecture. This style just elevates the game into a cosmic battle, and it makes every single move feel monumental.
And for our last world, we're jumping into an age of pure invention and ingenuity. This is the intricate mechanical world of steampunk.
It is all about clockwork precision, hissing gears, polished brass, and billowing steam. It brings this wonderfully tactile and technical feel to the board.
So picture this. Every single piece is this super complex Victorian invention, complete with spinning cogs and little puffs of steam. The board itself feels like a massive machine whirring to life. This aesthetic makes strategy feel so tangible, like you're watching the intricate gears of a great engine turning, with each part perfectly aligning. It's for the audience that just loves to see how things work.
Okay, so we've just walked through 4 wildly different worlds. But here's the thing, especially for you creators out there trying to make your mark, this isn't just a cool idea. It's a strategic roadmap to standing out and creating something truly unique.
And this is where the magic really happens. This approach lets you create content that speaks to 2 very different, very large groups at the same time. You have your hardcore chess fans who get the high-level strategy, and you have casual art lovers who are just drawn in by the stunning visuals. You get something that is not only intellectually stimulating, but also just incredibly cool to watch. That's how you build a massive audience.
So, how do you actually do this? The path forward is pretty clear. First up, you gotta pick an aesthetic that really speaks to you, to your creative voice. Second, start leveraging modern AI tools to bring that vision to life. Think of them as your new paintbrushes. Third, focus on building a cohesive, believable world around your theme. And finally, and this is so important, don't be afraid to experiment. Try unconventional ideas to build a brand that's all your own.
You know, when you boil it all down, it comes back to one powerful idea. This is really the core takeaway. It's just not enough anymore to only show the game. By merging the intellectual beauty of chess with the raw emotional power of art, you create something that people feel compelled to watch and, even more importantly, to share. That spot right in the middle, that's the gold mine.
So at the end of the day, here's what I want you to think about. A chessboard is no longer just a board. It's a blank canvas. It's a stage, it's a battlefield, it's an entire universe just waiting to be created. The question for every creator out there is no longer just, what's the best move? But a much, much more exciting one. What story will your 64 squares tell?